Cary police have confirmed to us that one person has died in this crash. If you look over my left shoulder here, you can see the crash scene on the westbound side of I-40. And we've walked down the block a little bit because we wanted to give you a shot of that police presence out here. They are following behind protesters. This is what 15 inches of rain in just a couple of hours did to Galilee Road. There's a small creek, doesn't even have a name to it, that runs under the road. Monday night, it became a raging river. First, I want to show you the safety measures that they've got in place right now. You can see sign 1 just to my right here. Beyond that, just past the bus stop, you can see sign 2. And in the last few minutes, a pretty remarkable scene playing out here on Atlantic Avenue at Hodges Road, where there's about a foot of water covering the roadway. Behind me to my right here, you can see the fire truck kind of making its way through the water. Clayton High School graciously offering to collect and store all of these donations to the fire department, and all of this water, these supplies, the food, all of it coming in just today. The school districts admit it is an issue that they are trying to address. They're making the logins for these virtual classes less widely available. They're also urging teachers to take action as soon as an issue arises. Still, there's no easy answer here.
Somebody hacked in and made themselves the presenter.
Victoria Harris tells me about an incident involving her son's virtual class. He's a 12th grader at South Garner High.
He or she had made showed pornographic videos. At first it was kind of like, oh, haha, that's kind of funny. And then I kind of was like, oh, what if that was my fourth grader or my first grader?
Also Wednesday, Harris says someone disrupted her 9th grader's class, showing the website Pornhub. She tells me the teacher acted quickly to kick the person off. Cumberland, Johnston, and Durham County schools all confirming they've had similar incidents.
A person came in pretending to be part of the class and started making loud noises and yelling and being disruptive.
Chip Suttereth, the chief communications officer for Durham Public Schools, explaining what happened to his wife earlier in the day. She's a teacher at Jordan High School.
She muted the class and took some time to restore order.
Suttereth urging parents and students to have patience during this adjustment period. Wake County Schools sending out a security best practices to teachers. It urges them not to make meetings public, not to share a link on social media, not to allow attendees or panelists to enter before the host, and to eject attendees if there are problems. All of these school districts say they take these interruptions very seriously and that they are investigating. They say those behind it will be held accountable. Live in Garner, Amy Cutler, CBS 17 News. Police tell us they have stepped up patrols. They've also made a few arrests. Still, a CBS 17 viewer and parent asked us to take a closer look at all this.
I'm a little frustrated.
Caleb Connor had his bike stolen and his car broken into in the same night.
I was a little concerned, a little confused, a little upset.
Who could blame the NC State sophomore? Connor telling me someone took a bolt cutter to the lock on his bike.
They made a mess. They went through the glove compartment, everything. I know it's this one because this door lock's broke.
The thief didn't steal anything, but Connor did find a couple of video games. In a bizarre twist, he says those games came from his roommate's car, which was also broken into that same night. It was parked a few spots down. Both reported the incident, prompting this crime warning, which went out to the university. NC State police tell me they've heard from multiple students. The incidents focused in and around the Wolf Village lot near Gorman Street.
It just makes me wonder if I should really be parking around here, if my car is going to be safe.
This happened almost every night to somebody.
NC State police now urging drivers to close and lock doors and windows. Take the keys with you along with valuables. As for bike owners, they recommend using a solid core U-bolt lock. Having the bicycle make, model, type, color, and serial number handy, along with registering your bike on campus. Connor knows what he'd like to say to those behind it.
Do something else with your life instead of stealing stuff, because it frustrates a lot of people.
Yeah, it certainly does. Now, NC State Police say of those arrests that they've made, they have all been teenagers. Now, I requested the crime data from this year along with last, hoping to compare them. I still have not heard back from NC State Police on that. I will keep you posted. Live at NC State tonight, Amy Cutler, CBS 17 News. Those new roommates are adjusting. It's, of course, a very big change. They're used to having their own space. Still, they're making it work.
Just sit here all day and edit vocals.
In my heart, I know I'll be okay.
Over the last 16 years, Tremaine Williams has worked hard, living in L.A., building a successful career in the music industry.
I've worked with Jill Scott, 50 Cent, Janet Jackson, Shaka Khan, everybody.
After 10 years as a producer, he received an offer he couldn't pass up, touring with Mariah Carey.
I was like, you're going to pay me to see the world? Absolutely. I'll do it. And I always kept my studio stuff on the side just in case.
That side hustle became especially important in March when Williams learned his job stage managing would be coming to an end for who knows how long, another casualty of COVID-19.
We were in Las Vegas finishing up Mariah's residency, and we got the word that, like, in the next week or two, everything just shut down.
So you moved back in with your mom.
Oh, that sounds terrible. Yeah.
What's that been like?
It's an adjustment.
Fortunately, his new roommate doesn't seem to mind his strange hours and all the noise, or the fact that his studio is her dining room table.
This is now my world-class workspace where we get records done.
Comes my heart,
And he tells me people have been calling, even a couple while we were there.
The artists can't afford to pay you what they were going to pay you, or they just can't afford to pay you because they're trying to figure out how to make it work.
Williams charging up to 40% less. He calls it the COVID discount. While he says he's still adjusting to this new life, being back in Raleigh hasn't been too bad.
It's growing on me, definitely.
Now, Williams is having a house built here, complete with his own music studio. It was supposed to be done this month, but that work has been pushed back to next month. So that just means more bonding time, right? Live in Raleigh, Amy Cutler, CBS 17 News.